Hello friends, this is the quiz app which I created in my previous video, and in this video I will show you some corrections which I will make and I have made. So here in this list of view answers you can see that we can select all radio buttons, but we do not want this because this is a place where the user can only view answer and he doesn't have to select the answer. So we will disable all these radio buttons in this and select the radio button with the correct answer. Then in the quiz activity or start quiz activity, here I have already changed it. I have removed all the radio buttons and replaced them with checkboxes, and these are functioning good. Then here at the grid view at the top, whenever I select any item in the grid view, it displays the question number at that position. Okay, and for whatever position I have selected the answer, it displays green color. So like here, if I select the answer and then move to some other place, it displays this color. And then I can move to previous, then another previous, and like this I can move. So there still is some problem, like here when I click on previous and when I click on next, it doesn't display the answer which I have selected. So I will correct this also. And when we click on submit, it disables all the checkboxes and displays the score. So let's move to Sketchware. So here this is the quiz activity, and inside this we go to custom view, which is quiz underscore item, and in quiz underscore item we have to disable all the radio buttons. So for disabling the radio buttons, just go to see all, and here you will find this enabled. So just deselect this and it will be disabled. Okay, for all the radio buttons do the same thing, just make them disabled by deselecting enabled. And then we go back to quiz activity, and here to display the correct answer we go to onBind custom view, and in onBind custom view we will be using this code. So here if the value at position key answer, okay, if the answer equals A, then we make radio button 1 set checked true, and if answer equals B, then radio button 2 set checked true. If answer equals C, radio button 3 set checked true, and if answer equals D, then radio button 4 set checked true. Okay, that's all in this activity. Now we move to start quiz activity. Okay, so here you can see this is a grid view. Then I have these linear layouts. This is for displaying the question, text view question, and text view num is for displaying the question number. Then I have this checkbox 1, checkbox 2, 3 and 4, and then I have option 1, option 2, option 3 and option 4, which will display the options. And I have a previous button, a next button, and a text view total, which will display total number of questions. Then I have submit button and text view score, and in the end button answers. In components I have added a Firebase DB component called quiz. In onCreate I set grid view columns to 6, and I have a number variable question position which is set to 0, and then I use stop listening for quiz and select the subject ID and chapter ID, and then I set this quiz to quiz.child subject ID .child chapter ID, and then start listening. So this is the location of the quiz in the database. So from the database I get the quiz to a map list, and then I display it in grid view 1. So in grid view 1 I do not have to display the questions, I only have to display the question number. And then if length of map list is more than 0, then I display question position. So question position was initially set to 0, so it will display the first question. And text view total is the length of map list, which I display like this. Okay, and after this in onBind custom view, grid view onBind custom view, so here in text view I display the question number by using this position plus 1, and if position is equal to question position, then the color is pink. Okay, the selected question color is pink, text color, and otherwise it is black. Okay, we can set the background color also instead of the text color, but anyway I'll prefer the text color. So if the position contains a if the map list contains key user answer, so initially there will be no user answer, but if it contains key user answer and user answer is empty, then I set the background color to orange. And if it doesn't contain user answer, then also it is orange. And if the text view if the user answer is there and it is equal to something or not equal to empty, then I set it to lime color. So now we go back to on create. Yeah, here I have made linear score set visible gone. Okay, here you can see this is the linear score, so this is not visible initially. So usually the user will select some answer among these. So when the user selects answer, he will click on any of the checkboxes. So suppose he clicks on checkbox 2. So here I have used this toggle checkbox thing. Okay, and in onBind custom view, sorry, in on child added, I use this display question position. So I will show you what are these things. So I have this display question position. Here I get the position of I get the map at that position to map list, and then in text view num I display the position +1 and dot, which is the question number. In text view question I display map get key QUES, which is the question. In option 1 I display get key A, and in option 2 B, in option 3 C, and option 4 D. So all these keys are displayed. So in this way I display the question and the options, and then I refresh the grid view. So there is no such thing called refresh grid view here. So we'll use grid view set grid custom view data, and then deselect all checkboxes. Okay, so deselect all checkboxes whenever we go to a new question. So in deselect all checkboxes, I have this checkbox 1 set checked false, and 2, and all these checkboxes are set checked false. Now there was a problem when we were clicking the previous button and next button, then it was deselecting all the checkboxes because I am using this thing. Now so whenever user clicks on any checkbox, in that case I will use this toggle checkbox. So here I deselect all checkboxes, then check the checkbox which has been selected, and if the checkbox is checked, then I set a key user underscore answer value checkbox get text at question position of list map list, and if it is not checked, then I set the value to empty. Okay, here the text is A, B, C and D. I have purposely kept it like this so that he is able to select the answer using this toggle checkbox. So whenever the user selects any of the checkbox by clicking on checkbox 1, 2, 3 and 4, he will be adding a new key to the map list at that position. Okay, so once he does this, he can click on the next item using the grid view. So in grid view on item click, I set the question position to the position and display the question at that position, and also check correct answer for question. Okay, so in check correct answer for question, here it is quite similar to what we used in quiz activity. So here if map list contains at position key user answer, and if user answer equals A, then checkbox 1 set checked true. If user answer equals B, then checkbox 2 set checked true, and similarly for C checkbox 3 is checked, and for D checkbox 4 is checked. So we will use this block in grid view on item clicked. So whenever he selects any position, he can use this. So now we go to previous and next button. So when button previous is clicked, here we display question position whenever the question position is greater than 0. Plus we will also use this check correct answer for question position. Similarly, we go to next button. So here we increase the question position by 1 and display the question position. So here also we'll use check correct answer for question position. So now we have seen button previous and button next, and in this way user can select all the answers, and in the end he can click on submit. So when user clicks on the submit button, I disable all the check boxes and set the score to 0 and repeat for the length of map list by increasing n every time. If value at position n key user answer equals value at position n key answer. Okay, if user answer equals answer, then I increase score by 1, otherwise the score is not increased. And in the end I make linear score visible, and in text view score I display the string variable score. So in disable all checkboxes, I have disabled this. I have set enabled false for all the checkboxes. Okay, so that's all in this video. I will just check it once again by running this. So here is the app, and when I go to student maths sum, so here I can see the quiz activity, start quiz activity, and I can select any option, then click on next, and when I click on previous, it shows the option which was already selected. When I click on next, I can select new answers. Okay, and whenever I go to any question position, it displays the option which I had selected. So when I click on submit, it will display me my score, and I can still go to previous and next question and see the answer, but I cannot now check or uncheck these. So these are disabled now once the submit button is clicked. And when I click on see answers, here you can see, okay, at some position it is displaying two options which are selected. Anyway, here you can see the correct answer in C or D. So instead of check boxes, we can directly use text views. So that's all in this video. Thank you very much for viewing this.